Okay, this is the spring, actually very close to summer, garden tour 2017, first summer in retirement. Due to weather and pain, this garden has been slow to come about, and it's spread about. This may very likely be the last garden here, because this led to my back going out again, and that was pretty painful, and joint pains and Lord knows what. Hopefully in years when I listen to this from now, I'll find out that I got over all this or whatever. In any case, this is what we got this year, and next year, who knows, it may be greatly scaled down to non-existent here. Alright, so what we have gotten going here in the pots, I skipped a lot of things, but here's Trombosino sprouting, bunches of them. Every year I sprout them, and every year they die. I'll show you what I'm doing about that in a second. These are cucumbers, and I believe that's more cucumbers. This is, I think, zucchini squash, radishes, some other type of squash. I don't know exactly what one. More cukes, lots of Swiss chard right there, and down there. In here was supposed to be growing pole beans and they didn't sprout, so I've just started replanting them. I've planted these 3, and we got these other 2 to replant here. You'll notice that this row is vacant because I'm not planting corn this year. That's probably where it would have gone. And I don't know how I'll compare on other things. Here we have beans and snow peas. And here we have more cucumbers, this time bought from the nursery. And they didn't do so good. A lot of them died out. But you'll see pears in the little areas there that are still growing, others that died out. So we'll see how many of those survive. I just planted one of the squashes that I had over there. There's not much else in this row. There's plenty of room to put stuff in. Down this row here has well, it's a combination of squash and Brussels. The cages are over them. So if the critter gets in, maybe that'll help too. Don't know. This is another, well, this is not an experiment because we've had a problem with these critters right along, and my neighbor and I have both been trapping them, but there's one that won't be trapped. He's too smart. And then those are squash plants. I believe those are yellow summer squash. And in this yard, in this row rather, another squash plant that I just planted, and some others that I've transplanted from the nursery or from my own that are grown. So this is trying a lot of squash, even though more than likely, as usual, they'll die out. Then we get to what always survives. The one thing that grows good just about every year, not so much last year because of the drought. If you go look at those videos, and that's the 2 rows of cucumbers. And you can see I rototilled and I hoed these up, and that's probably what does my back in. Can't be doing that anymore. And even though I don't feel like it's a whole lot, but it eats away at the back. So we have 3 types of tomatoes here. We have Better Boys. We have I can't remember the type of. It's another one I wanted. I used to get these Sweet 100s. They go so fast I can't get them. You know, I might just go back and look for some of them. But this is one of those football-shaped, or I don't know how to describe the shape of it, but it's oval. It's not round, and it has a hard case, and I will tell you it doesn't split the way that the Sweet 100s did when there's a lot of rain. I would lose a lot of them. Other things, over here, cat mint. I keep trying catnip, it never lasts. This cat mint, you can't kill it. So, and then it's getting bigger and bigger each year because I'm not harvesting enough of it. Jerusalem artichokes, all this. I gotta definitely learn to get those harvested and use them. They work to get out, but I could get them out and use those. They're spreading. And here, some chives. These have been growing for quite a while, many a year. Outside, where we're going anywhere, this is on the other side here. That is rhubarb. I gotta harvest some of that soon. Make a strawberry rhubarb pie, and there's some more right here. So before it gets too late here, I will probably be harvesting some of that. Now, we'll see the new stuff that we're doing here. And Judy's going to manage to get into the video. I'll go out front and maybe she'll not get in the video that way, because we have two new areas. That's why I said it's spread out. So walking around to the front here, we have here Trombosino squash growing. It doesn't have to be protected because it's the groundhog doesn't care for it, and it's in a whole new type of soil. So if it's soil-borne disease has been killing it off, it won't get that. If it's just the bug, I don't know if it can get out here. But trying this as an experiment to see how it works. Here, huge hosta plant. It was this big last year, and I cut, I'd say 50% of it out, transplanted it on the side of the house, and I'll show you how well that works. Hostas are amazing. I put it right over here, and look at how these just took and filled in. I've put them in many other places. I could probably show you another couple of places I put them. Here we have Dusty Miller. I forget what that yellow one is there. I'm not sure what this is. There's a lot of things that we've bought over the years, and I've forgotten what they are. My wonderful peonies, one of them, I have 3 different plants of that. One there, one here, and another big one over here. Here we have a raised garden thing that I made. Show you what it looks like. And it seems as though I'm not going to avoid people getting into my videos. No matter what I do. Oh well, gardens are supposed to be for people and fun. So this is, look at the difference here. This is what's amazing me at the moment. This is Brussels sprout. Look at how advanced these Brussels sprouts are. And then I'll show you the ones up on my deck. And then we'll go back and look at the ones in my garden. All pretty much planted at the same time. But definitely a big difference in progress. So, a lot of different things here growing. It's really quite a nice seasonal garden. There's the peonies. This is a rhododendron long gone by. So, make this a much more extensive tour than I normally take. I'll go all the way out front here. That is because we're showing the ornamental garden as well as the vegetable garden. Here again, I did put a hosta. She's mostly growing over there. It's not looking as good. This is a hibiscus. Love it. Gorgeous in the summer. These are oddball ones. They're Chinese lanterns. You see there's a bunch of them here. They're flowering. They will make little orange lanterns that look like Chinese lanterns. Don't know what their actual name is. And there are other things. This area needs to be neatened up because it's just growing into itself too much. It's hard for me to do because Judy won't let me get rid of the Chinese lanterns. But that's what needs to be done, at least some of it. So, and there's another last Chinese lantern there. Okay. Now we'll go back to the rear deck. Getting very dark out here. Storm is coming in, see? I saw it on the radar and I knew it would be here within 45 minutes to an hour. So I know that the front is heading this way, or it's close by. So it's very dark. So Let's get a quick look at on the deck here and just down below the deck. I have 2 pots down below the deck here. These aren't doing bad. These are squash plants, again, just to get them away from the garden to see what happens. This woodchuck doesn't care about them. And then up on the deck here we have a bunch of different things, which does include some. And Judy keeps tucking them up against things for the storm, and I tell her you don't really need to do that. But she's intent on doing it anyway. I'm going to push them out here where we can see one. And there we go. So this is reasonably developed, not as much as out front, as you could tell. And it was planted at the same time as the one out front. But Judy keeps shielding these. I'll show you what we're looking at here. This is an umbrella shielding all of her stuff, but that will stay over it longer than it needs to, and they won't get the sun, and growth will slow down. So here is some cucumbers, I believe. So, and I think there's another one there too. She's got them tucked up underneath everything here, and it really isn't needed. Oh, this one's much better than the other one. Yeah, that plant's doing much better. I'm just putting it out there because. And a couple of more here. Another Brussels sprout under this umbrella, and another squash. Anyway, hopefully you can see that. It's gotten very dark out here. I think we're going to get rained on real soon here. Hear the wind pick up. Ooh, I just felt sprinkles. So it's time for me to close the garden door out here. But I'll let you have another peek. Oh, look at these clouds. Are those menacing looking or what? Yeah, baby. And now it's starting to rain. So I get my last glimpse enough to shut this recording down as the storm comes on in. Comes barreling in. Let's take that final look at how they're doing out here. And this is what I was shocked at, is how poorly these are doing. Look at this little tiny thing. They're hardly getting going at all. So the deck and the front definitely beat this. Simple as that. Alright, we're getting out of here. We'll catch you later.